What's up, everybody? Thanks so much for coming to our wedding and wedding reception. We're the Rhodes family, and this is our love story.
Landon and I met on Bumble, and on the app, women have to message first, or else that would have never happened.
She was like, it seems like we're the same person. And my response to that was a gif of Dwight Schrute from The Office saying, "Identity theft is not a joke, Jim." and she was immediately able to make, have conversation based upon that. So I immediately knew she got my sense of humor.
The movie show, it's not like the stories read. The more you try, the more.
I would say my favorite memory with Megan was probably the time, it was our 6-month anniversary. We went out to dinner at Jay Gilbert's downtown Omaha, and that was like the moment where basically I said, or I kind of clued her in that I had seen this as more of a longer term thing. Before that point, she apparently didn't get the hint, so I don't know. I don't know what I did wrong there, but.
And he was just like, "So what do you think the next 6 months look like?" And I remember I was so taken aback and so honored by that question that I started crying at dinner, because I just felt so honored that I was like, thank you for leading. And I was like, thank you for not making me feel exposed and vulnerable. And for me as a woman, I feel like in that moment, I needed him to lead, because I feel like the woman's always kind of like, when are we gonna get married? Like the day you meet, and men just take a little bit longer. So the fact that he led with that question meant everything to me, because that was leadership, and that was coming from his heart. I didn't have to force him in anything.
And then everything just like skyrocketed from there, because there was the time where she didn't know, I guess, my level of interest or whatever. So that was a really special night. And then that was the same night we said, "I love you." And yeah, it was awesome. That was one of the most special nights ever, I'd say.
I remember, we were so emotionally close and planning our wedding, quite literally, like had a venue, but we hadn't had this iconic moment of saying "I love you" yet. And it felt so incredibly out of order that it was like awkward. And kudos to my sister, because before this, I think a day or two before, she and I had a conversation, because I was, venting to her about this, and I was just like, dude, like, when is this homeboy gonna say this? Like, this is awkward at this point, And I remember I spoke to her about it, and I just said, why do you think he hasn't said this yet? And she was so wise and so brilliant, and she just said, well, have you asked him what "I love you" means to him? And I just started to think, and I was like, well, like, it means I love you. Like, what do you mean? And she's like, no, have you asked him, like, what level of seriousness does that actually mean to him? Because "I love you" means different things to different people. And so I remember Landon and I had a conversation, and I just kind of pointed that out gently, like a couple days before the 6-month anniversary. And he acknowledged, and he was like, yeah, like, this, when I say this, it means like, this is forever. I don't just like shell it out to people.
The thing I'm looking forward to the most on our wedding day is probably just celebrating our relationship together, and then also our families coming together. Our families have an incredible relationship already, and so it feels like a lot of that has already kind of taken place just by them getting to hang out and to spend time together. So I would say the kind of culmination of all the family and friends coming together and getting to see everybody interact, and then obviously having all the people we love in the same building, that's the best possible scenario. So
one thing that I'm really looking forward to is we're doing personal vows. Landon is a very private person, but one thing that I really appreciate about our relationship is that the things that are kept private are 100% private to us, and it just makes them so incredibly special, because they're not only like pillars of what your commitment is, and if you're ever going through a hard season, you can go back to those things and say, hey, this is the foundation of what we promised to one another. Like, where are we off? Where do we need to maybe rebuild the foundation and get back to our happiest time, our highest peak?
To my incredible wife, probably sitting next to me, I love you so, so, so much, Megan. And thank you for just making me the happiest dude on the planet, and for just loving me how you do, and for just being who you are. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you, build our businesses, build our faith, build our families, and just continue to grow. And I'm so grateful for my family and for your family for helping us make this dream a reality, for everybody that helped out with this incredible ceremony, everything. There's been so much work that's put into this and so many people that have been so gracious, and I'm just grateful to all of them, and specifically you, Megan. I love you.
To Landon, I don't know if I can really put everything into a nice bow. I'm very grateful that you and I get to have serious conversations like this and check-ins emotionally really frequently, because I know that some wives would do anything to have their husbands sit down and talk about their emotions. And another thing that I appreciate about you is just I know that you only have eyes for me, and that's so beautiful. It's something that's just so amazing that I don't have to worry about how you're going to treat me. And I remember when we were first dating, I told Landon this about a month ago, but I remember when we were first dating, I thought that he was like so cool that I never thought that I'd be able to like give myself completely in terms of vulnerability and let my guard down, because I just was like, well, there's no way that this person who's like as strong as he is would ever make me comfortable enough to be just like, you know, have no makeup on. Like, that was the first thing. And to see where we are now, just after a year and a half, and all of my weirdness and glory and all of that, is just such a testament to Landon, and also just what God's done. So I just feel so lucky that I know that we're going to take on the world together, and I know that we can do anything together with the Lord at the center. And I just take very seriously the call on our life and all the people that we're going to get to reach together. And it's just been a dream of mine since I was a little girl. So that's a really big deal. So I love you very much. And I'm just so excited for everything that is to come.
Sweet time with you is all I need. My love is so much sweeter.